Today, we're diving into the world of baby sleep and tackling a topic that might have you scratching your head: TOG ratings. If you've been shopping for sleep sacks or swaddles, you've probably seen these three letters popping up all over the place. But what do they actually mean? And why are they so important? Don't worry, we're here to break it down for you. First, let's talk about what TOG stands for. It's short for thermal overall grade, and it's a way to measure the warmth or thermal resistance of a garment. In other words, it tells you how well a swaddle or sleep sack will keep your baby warm. The higher the TOG rating, the warmer the garment. Pretty simple, right? Now, you might be wondering why TOG ratings matter so much when it comes to your baby's sleep. Well, here's the thing: babies are pretty terrible at regulating their own body temperature. They can't tell you if they're feeling too hot or too cold, and they rely on us as parents to make sure they're dressed appropriately for sleep. That's where TOG ratings come in handy. They take the guesswork out of choosing the right swaddle or sleep sack for your little one. But TOG ratings aren't just about comfort, they're also about safety. Did you know that overheating is a risk factor for sudden infant death syndrome? It's true. Studies have shown that a high TOG value of clothing and bedding can contribute to an increased risk of SIDS. That's why it's so important to choose the right TOG rating for your baby's sleep environment. So, how do you know which TOG rating is right for your baby? Well, it depends on a few factors, like the temperature of your baby's room and what they're wearing underneath their swaddle or sleep sack. As a general rule of thumb, you'll want to choose a higher TOG rating for colder months and a lower TOG rating for warmer months. But it's not just about the season, you also need to consider the actual temperature of your baby's room. To make things easier, we've put together a handy TOG temperature chart. If your baby's room is between 75 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll want to use a swaddle with a TOG rating of 1.0 or less and dress your baby in a short-sleeve cotton bodysuit. For rooms between 69 and 74 degrees Fahrenheit, opt for a swaddle with a TOG rating of 2.0 or less and dress your baby in long or short-sleeve cotton pajamas. And if your baby's room is on the cooler side, between 50 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll want a swaddle with a TOG rating of 2.0 to 3.5 and long-sleeve cotton pajamas with or without a bodysuit. But what if you're still not sure if your baby is warm enough? The easiest way to check is by feeling their ears. If they're cold to the touch, your baby might be a bit chilly. Try some skin-to-skin snuggles or a lightly insulated swaddle to help warm them up. On the flip side, if your baby's ears feel hot, they might be too warm. In that case, you'll want to lower the thermostat and maybe remove a layer of clothing. It's worth noting that a baby's risk of SIDS actually increases during the colder months. This is likely because parents are trying so hard to keep their babies warm that they accidentally overdress them or crank up the heat too high. That's why it's so important to pay attention to your baby's room temperature and TOG ratings. They can help you strike the perfect balance between keeping your baby warm and keeping them safe. At the end of the day, every baby is different, and what works for one might not work for another. That's why it's so important to trust your instincts as a parent. If your baby seems uncomfortable or restless, it might be a sign that they're too hot or too cold. Don't be afraid to make adjustments as needed. That's what parenting is all about. We hope this video has helped demystify TOG ratings and given you some practical tips for dressing your baby for sleep. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more parenting tips and tricks. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, leave them in the comments below.